And if we can we have on the front? Because we are, of course, live streaming, there's 2 hinges.
Yes.
And they'd love to be able to see all of the beautiful faces of all the people who come up here. God, you went quiet really quickly. Excellent. I enjoy a good heckler. Unfortunately, you weren't. So we'll just keep moving on, shall we?
Exactly.
Yes, a terrible heckler. Bad hair. I'm just... I don't know how the lights for the live stream.
They're a little bit dark. Can we just get them up a bit?
Can we just have that? Like, is there anything up if I know what it is?
Ah, that's better. That's better.
The eternal midpoint between the lights on the person and the lights on the screen. Now, good evening. Hi, hello, welcome. My name is David Quinn. Many people, well, some people will know me as Honey. How many of you have ever seen me do talking in front of people? 2, 1, okay. To those of you, I'm very sorry. The rest of you, oh, hold on, here we go. I have been working with comics and comic book writers, authors, artists, so forth for many, many years, mostly as a person who talks to them and interviews them. But tonight we're here to celebrate them. Before we go any further, I do just want everybody in the room to just a bit of a spin on your chairs. I know.
Yes.
How cool is it that occasionally, like, you never get to spin in the audience? You get this opportunity to do something you'll never get to do any other time. If you get really excited, do what you're doing. Just do full 360s. Okay. Have we got all that our nervous energy out? Okay. Before I begin, I would like to very respectfully, even though it doesn't sound like it after the spinning business, acknowledge traditional custodians of the land that we are meeting on, Ngunnawal people and the Ngambri people. I pay my respects to elders past, present, and I've talked to a lot of people in country who say that they don't like the phrase an emerging. They hate the phrase emerging leaders. To the people who never got a chance to become elders, I pay my respects to them. So he was never seated. This is Aboriginal country. It always was. It always will be. And they also are a hugely important part of our tradition of what we're celebrating tonight. Storytelling. So for 60,000 years or more, depending on who you talk to, they have told stories. And that is their way of keeping their culture alive. And you are also keeping our culture alive. Now, their back issues are a little harder to find. You do need to go and find them on country, but they're probably even better up. Let's go with that. Yes, thank you. Woo! As I say, I've worked for many years amongst comic book people. I worked for a very, very long time, and then I got there. But what I have gained from that, in those many, many years, is contacts and communication with some of the most incredibly talented, amazing artists. When I say artists, I mean writers, colorists, pencilers, inkers, tracers, all of those people. Sorry to all of the inkers out there. I apologize. And it has given me so much joy over the years. So it's very, very exciting for me to be here tonight to celebrate the Comic Arts Awards of Australia, or the CAAAs. Let's just go with that, shall we? Yeah. Good. So to introduce the Comic Arts Awards and their history, I would like to introduce and welcome to the stage the person who has taken up the mantle and has been currently stressing his head off. Please welcome Daniel Rathbone.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Quinny, for agreeing to do this. You've been a lifelong friend to me as well. We met at Supernova, actually, as well, and that's where we formed our lovely bond. Thank you to everybody here. It's wonderful to see so many beautiful faces in the audience. So give yourselves a round of applause if you want to. And also to the people here who couldn't make it, but on our live stream as well, in our very janky little MacGyver setup with a box. You can't see that. It's all wonderful as well. Thank you so much to the Read2Me team as well, who, if they're in the room still, in the back, yay! Thank you. Yeah. And our Threading Cartoonist Association as well for allowing us to literally hijack one of their evenings as well, which is fantastic. A massive thank you to our event partners as well, Geek Market, Impact Comics, and Paperback Comics Festival as well. It wouldn't be this kind of award without our judging panel as well, and then our Ledger of Honor committee as well. So I thank those who've taken part, showing their appreciation for everybody and taking their time. Just a quick little history for you on the CAAAs. It was formerly known as the Legend. This beautiful little trophy that we've had produced as well, it's called a Ledger. It was named after Peter Ledger, a legendary comic book artist who sadly passed away in 1994 as well. So this actually represents a comic book panel. It's fantastic. I could mention Peter without mentioning a person who is in the room and also should be watching via the live stream is Gary Chandler and Tim McEwen. They started these events and have been champions of these awards for so many years, and I thank them for their guidance in putting this on together. We'll come to that later, that's fine. But yeah, I'd also like to give a special shout out to Pollock, who actually produced these as well. And thank you to everybody here and on the live stream. Quinny, to you.
Thank you.
I think the people who don't know, is one of the also responsible for running Geek Markets. Yeah. He's currently organising the Geek Market that is happening tomorrow. Yes. Yeah. That little noise of like, what?
Yeah.
Yes, a man who I love, but he's apparently so stupid that he would try and do two events at the same time. So, love you. So here's how the evening will unfold. We will begin by honouring the rich history of Australian comics by recognising two Ledger of Honour recipients. These prestigious Hall of Fame awards celebrate a living legend, a creator who is still actively contributing to comics and the impact on the Australian comic scene. And to present this award, just read the notes. Let's begin with our first ledger, which is given to a Dead Set legend. Thank you. Great. Thank you. A Dead Set legend, and I hate to tell you this, but I am from Tasmania, so the only Dead Set legend I know is Brooke. But given that he is still kicking, we are going to keep going with this. So, our Dead Set legend who has made an extraordinary impact on Australian comics to present this award, I would like to invite Nat Carmichael to the stage.
Hello. Who likes comics? Who likes Australian comics? Who likes Australian comic books? You know what? The Australian Cartoon Association, plug, who are helping present this award, also have a comic book award. So if you ever think about joining this cartoon association, you might win 2 awards. It's nice. Good start. Seriously, it's an honour to be accepting tonight's Ledger of Honour on behalf of the deceased creators fan. First, quiz. Who created the Blimps? Australia's first locally created daily comic strip 100 years ago in 1924. Question 2. Which saying, Australian cartoonist signed a contract in 1923 for a 4-figure salary, putting him among the best paid black and white artists in Australia. Question 3. Who created the first Australian comic strip to be reprinted in an American comic book, Bell Pocket Comics, in 1936? The answer, James Charles Banks. Banks was born in Sydney on the 10th of May, 1889. His big cartoon break came in 1921 in the Sydney Sydney Sunday Sun. Trying to I shouldn't do that. I should be taking my time to tell my wife what's that. Anyway, when the Sydney Sunday Sun newspaper added comic strips to its children's Sunbeams pages. A strip that featured 10 youngsters playing a competitive game of cricket called Us Fellas Twins. One of those youngsters wore a black waistcoat and had red hair. His name, he became Australia's best-known youth, Ginger Meggs. In 1927, Us Fellas was the first Australian strip to be syndicated overseas. This year sees the centenary of this country's first comic book, the first book published in Australia solely devoted to sequential comic art. First published in 1924, the Sunbeams book, The Adventures of Ginger Meggs, was a commercial success and spawned 27 subsequent annual. Although Ginger Meggs was Banks' best-known creation, he also drew other cartoon strips including Limp, Napoleon Noodle, Mr. Melbourne and others. In 1934, Meggs provided the words for a musical comedy, and it was called Blue Mountain Melody. It played in Sydney and Melbourne, as well as being aired on the radio in the States. Tim Banks was a philanthropist. He supported charities and needy causes all throughout his life. He visited children in hospital. He gave generously of his time and of his money. In 1946, he sponsored a £1,000 scholarship for an able of prospective black and white artists to study art overseas, and that's in 1946 terms. James Charles Banks died on the 1st of July 1952 whilst he was at the drawing board of an unfinished Ginger strip. He was a pioneering creator whose career in Australian comics spanned more than 30 years. 72 years to his death, his creation remains an Australian icon. Jimmy Banks is a worthy recipient of tonight's award, and I'm proud to accept this award on behalf of his granddaughter, Miranda Latimer, and his extended family.
We have another round of applause for James. I think there's some. Well, something I've never heard about was the music based on the comic book. A musical, so he'd written it. Okay, so not based on a comic, not based on Ginger Meggs, because that's probably good. The last musical I saw based on a comic was Spider-Man, Turn Off the Dark. So let's move on to our living legend, which I got confused about when I first read this because I thought it was a legend of Punchline. That's me. So it's on a living legend, someone whose contribution continues to shape the comics industry today. To present this award, I would like to invite Al Biggs to the stage. Woo!
Thank you, Anthony. I don't know someone because this person's this year's award for the Ledger of Honour Living Legend goes to Dylan Naylor. Because that's the way he is, but no, he's not here tonight. So it's called on his behalf. Please can I ask Jeremy McPherson to come up for this?
Yes,
Yes, yes, yes.
Dylan's asking to say a few words. So you can hear me okay? But it's a real honour and a privilege to be here on behalf of Dylan, seen and recognised as the living Letter of Honour. I come with the Australian comic book industry. Dylan's journey began with his childhood love of Carl Barks comics, black and white horror reprints of Warren, 1890. This eclectic mix of influence provided Dylan with fiction and direction, shaping his unique artistic style. His early creations, Darren Dill, established his voice in the Australian cinema. Dylan's work has brought joy to generations of readers, including me. I was the original Showbag kid. Collaborating with established creators like Greg Gates and Gary Challoner, he honed his craft and contributed to anthologies like Fox Comics. For an arrangement with the Showbag Factory to create new publications rather than using newsagents and these comics were introduced to a vast audience, making them some of the most widely read in the country. And this is where I discovered his genius with these R&D. Other Cowtown comics from this time, the Mike Malloy comics, the Japanese radio show, and pop culture and community. Beyond comics, Dylan's talents had extended to designing iconic promotional materials for music festivals, bands, and album covers. Starting from tomorrow, you can go and see a 10-year retrospective of his rock posters and Boomerang Records in Ballarat, Victoria, which is why Dylan can't make enough. In the early 2000s, Dylan embraced the growing children's magazine market. He approached K-Zone magazine, which led to the publication of the Vampire Girl. The series had a long run in Australian and Philippine of K-Zone. Darren Dill also moved to the comic section of the Sunday Sun Herald newspaper, which published as a gag strip in 2001 2008. Dylan's 2022 picture book, Trisha and the Creepy Caretaker, published by Nat Carmichael Comics, was honoured with the Bronze Ledger Award in 2023 last year. Dylan continued to produce new hardcover collections and work on new projects, remaining an essential part of Australia's comic landscape and a very worthy recipient of the Medal of Honour. The early self-published comics, Frankie Lane's Comics and Stories, available in a collected book, wide distribution through Showbags, newsagent comics, kids magazines, and other beautiful hardcover books, is consistently adapted and reinvented himself, while always producing work of the highest quality. Dylan has asked me to say this on his behalf. He said, I'm very grateful and honoured, pleased that the work has reached out this far and for this long, and hopefully will keep living on to the beautiful reprint books published by Comics. I'm sure he'd like to thank his wife Mara, Greg Gates, Owen, Kevin Patrick, and all the other people that have helped him. Thank you very much. And a big thank you to Mal as well. Congratulations. I always remember when you get the comics in a show there, and there was always, you never know, sometimes it's going to be great. Sometimes it may be the Phantom that you've got 20 times before. Or the different Phantom, but just felt like the same Phantom that you got 20 times before. Sorry to all of the Phantom fans. I apologise. I know that I'm now dead to all of you. Now that we have honoured the incredible history of Australian comics, it's time to celebrate the talent of today. Now, we would like to congratulate all of the entrants. As you'll see, there is so much incredible artwork and comics that we're seeing here. We will be presenting the bronze, silver, gold ledgers across multiple categories, and the winners will receive one of these beautiful ledgers, these things here. I've lost my throughout the evening, we'll also continue to spotlight the amazing work of our amazing listed entries. So congratulations to everyone for being part of such a vibrant and inspiring community. So, you ready to get started? That's what I like to hear. Our first category is the Bronze Awards, and our first bronze ledger goes to... Now, how do you feel about doing little drum rolls on your knees? You're down for Amphibian Noir Part 2 by Halftone Production. By Logan Prince, Brady and Kieran Jack. So please welcome Kieran and Logan to the stage. We'll just no, both of them. Hey, yeah, we wrote both down.
We wrote both down.
Congratulations, well done. And if you're free to say a few words, congratulations.
I'm going to go first.
Yep.
Okay. Hello, everyone.
Woo. Yeah.
I guess first of all, I'm going to thank everyone that helped me through making this series. One being Kieran, and myself, of course, and Brad, who did all my lettering. It was fantastic. I also want to thank my my family for putting with me for many months while getting through this and not actually getting to see me. So appreciate that very
much. We'd just like to say thank you to everyone who supported the series, whether it be reading it, picking it up at the convention, supporting us on Kickstarter.
Yes.
But you know, getting Logan to produce this as a graphic novel was a bit of a challenge. We had to convince Bradley and I, and now it's out there into the wild. It's pretty incredible to see it, and the experience we've had from reading it, telling us what they think. It is really something special. So thank you again. Cheers.
Keep it down for Kieran and Logan. Okay, we're going to keep moving very quickly because I want to. So thank you very much. Now, our next bronze award winner goes to... Yes! This is the Bogan Barbarian! By Silver Fox Comics, created by Sora Del Rio, Don DiTio, Edison DeMaya, Alzir Alves, Ed Estrada, and Adam Reynolds. Hey, how you doing? That is yours, sir. There you go.
Wow, thank you, everyone. I'm actually shaking up here. I wanted one of these for such a long time. You know, in the words of Brad, I'm going to add this to my Tinder profile. As you know, Silver Fox Comics, the heart and soul is Don T and myself. I've done around since the 1990s, working on issue 1 comics and so many other comics before. We couldn't be here, but I know it's just as thrilled as I am to accept this award. I think this award is very much a testament to our friendship as well. We did our first comic in 1995. Is that almost 30 years?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we thought we were over, and we dragged him. We got ourselves back in 2010. We formed Silver Fox Comics. Wrote Bowser in 2010, and here we are. Done. We finally did it. We won a ledger.
Woo! Yes.
We'd like to thank our team, Emerson, the mayor. We worked with these people for a very long time. Emerson, we've worked with him for 12 years across Zorro, the Zombie Cities, to Gaza. He's back on the new book as well. Simon Wright from Melbourne, and these other guys, Edwin, Azir, Adam, these guys pull us out of a hole so many times. Couldn't have done it without you guys. You guys are absolute legends for bringing these books to life. We got fans as well. Our Silver Fox friends and fans. Who would have thought a Burgundy barbarian who likes to South Sea, loves his Adventure Mind, is talking about some drop bears. We got so much love. Well, we did. Yeah, we did. I'll close up with saying thank you for all the comics that I ever wanted. And my little fur kids, Ria and Leah, who were either on my lap or by my side as we wrote these comics there. Thank you very much, everyone.
Keep it going for Del Rio. Thank you. Well, just keep the applause going while Soraba's getting his next turn to profile taken over there. And how many other birds are you going to get on the way down? Anyone? Okay, good. Right. Thank you so much. I must admit, at many conventions, I have walked past as a barbarian. Every time it makes me smile. There's something that speaks to me. I'm Tasmanian. It speaks right to the heart of who I am. Okay. Now, our next bronze award winner goes to Mandatory Fun, self-published, created by Mike Greeny, who is the writer and the artist. Yes. Unfortunately, Mike can't be here this evening, but he has sent us a few words, so unfortunately, listen to me say them. So he says, like, and I don't know what accent he's got, so I'm just going to assume that he's definitely Scottish. Well, you get me. I'm not going to do that. Like everyone here, I got into comics because of the money, the power, and the fame that comes attached to the industry. I look forward to the president of cartoons driving his big dump truck full of cash up to my house. It is an honour to get a CAAA award. Australian comics exists because we love the medium, and the diversity and quality of work that this country produces is a constant source of inspiration. Huge thanks to the CAAA Awards judges and organisers. You are the real MVPs. Biggest thanks of all to my partner, Sarah. This doesn't exist without her inspiration and her support. She's a powerhouse of creativity and kindness, and I enjoy trying to make her laugh and entertain her with my bullshit. Oh, and also props to Jacko, my greyhound. Respects. Who contributed nothing to this comment, but is indeed a good boy. Do you have any people who are greyhounds here? They're beautiful dogs and I love them. Okay, moving on. Our next, hang on. It was pithy, it was quick. But yes, it was, if only he'd been digital. Okay, our next bronze award winner goes to Manta the Second, collection issue 110, that was also self-published by Jordan Allen Barr. And once again, unfortunately, Jordan can't be here. So tonight, his accent is going to be vaguely offensive Indian stereotypes. No, I'm definitely not going to do that. Okay, Jordan can't be. He is based in Perth, but he has prepared a few words. So if you can pretend that these were said 3 hours ago, it'll be about right. Okay. Thank you to the CAAA and the judges for this award. This was very unexpected, but I am hugely grateful. I can't wait to share the rest of the Manta story with everybody in the near future. Shout out to my family, friends, and the Perth comics scene, the Perth Comics Arts Festival, and everybody at Illustration Club for their encouragement and support, without which Manta would likely not exist. So big thank you to everybody from all over the western side of Australia. Round of applause. And I believe, yes, I give you that one to give to him. And I believe that brings us to the end of our bronze awards. So you know what that means, don't you? Yes, you're going to get a beat. No. We move on to, of course, our silver ledgers. So our next category is the silver awards, and the first silver winner, or this first winner, silver ledger. Many words here.
A Fistful of Pain, comic strip created by Louis Gross and Ryan Mackenzie as the writer. Congratulations to Louis and Ryan. Ryan, please come up and accept the award and share a few words here. Have a piece of
This is awesome, and most of you will be thinking to yourselves, where's Louis? And to that, I commiserate. Louis is the heart behind this book. Louis is the brains, the genius, the talent, the everything behind this book, to be honest. We worked on this book for nearly a decade together. It was actually a bit over a decade ago that the lovely Darren Close brought us together for a Killaroo short, and from there, Louis and I really struck up a great friendship and a great collaboration. And so we did another short about a silly prime minister who went for a swim, and then after that, we started putting A Fistful of Pain together, and it did take about 9 years. And you can see, and anyone who knows Louis' art style will know in those 9 years, he continued to level up. So then he continued to redraw everything he'd done beforehand, and it was just excellent. So I won't lie, I didn't have to do any of the effort, right? So he just kept putting in all this stuff and like going, oh, you know what I've just discovered, Ryan? Rollerblading. So I'm gonna like redo all these pages, gonna be sick. And I was like, I really don't want you to feel like you have to, but he did, and I think that the outcome was really, really gorgeous. So really, this award is Louis, but he decided not to turn up, so it's fine. Can we give a big round of applause? And inside the book, I did make the dedication, but I'll do it again tonight. I've been writing comics for what must be nearly 15 odd years. And I write them in odd situations on my phone, sometimes with a child and a baby Bjorn, if you've heard me tell you that at a con. But over the many years, I will write late into the night. And then recently I flipped that and I get up at 4 a.m. Now, to get up at 4 a.m., I have to set an alarm. And you can imagine that that would probably piss my wife off, like really, really terribly. And it doesn't, ever. And so at 4 a.m. every morning, 7 days a week, the alarm goes off and I launch out and I turn it off. She's so accepting of that. And then I scurry off to my office and I try to come up with more stuff for Louis the Drill. And she's been such a rock of supporting me through teaching full time and our 2 wonderful kids, and then the writing that I fit around on the side. And I absolutely could honestly do pretty much anything without her. So Jess, you're in the book, but you're also here tonight. Thank you very much. I love you.
I have a weird story about Louis. I saw him not that long ago. We were at a screening of the original Godzilla. And I was like, oh, that movie was great. I hadn't seen it perhaps ever, but I was like, yeah, that was so good. And he's like, yeah, it was really good. I was like, somebody should do more comics about Godzilla. And he looked at me very strangely, because I don't know whether he thought I was taking the piss or not. And then the next time I saw him after that was at a con, and he showed me all of the comics of Godzilla versus Skate. So it's a bunch of rollerblading people fighting Godzilla, and I was just like, oh, I look like a real dick now, don't I? Yeah. Okay, thank you so much, Ryan. And yeah, very, very nicely said. The silver goes to, and I'm very excited for this one because I helped kickstart it, Adventure Illustrated 2! Publishing a cyclone comic by Gary Garner, Brain Faction, Michael Tim McEwen, that guy over there. He's a big round of applause for this incredible team, and to collect this award on Gary's behalf is Tim McEwen to say a few words. I do want to say that I have known Tim for 17 or something years, and he's one of the single nice people that I've ever met. It's actually really funny you should say that, because there is an ongoing deal.
We're really going to talk about that now.
Yeah. But if ever Tim dies, I will take over his marriage. We're very close friends. With that, Tim McEwen. Oh.
The sad thing is Amber is not sad about it. Okay. I have a little thing from Gary to read. So, this is an anthology that Gary and I both contribute. Gary Challoner is the publisher, so this is really his award, and I'm going to read an acceptance that he asked me on behalf. Thank you to the judging panel. I was going to try to do a Gary Challoner accent. I don't know what that is. Just kind of really best thing, but it's fun. Thank you to the judging panel for thinking this issue of Adventure Illustrated was worthy of an award. Thanks to all the Kickstarter backers that had the patience of an ancient elder god, as I, Gary, got the issue finished while dealing with major and ongoing health issues. You are all amazing, and I am forever grateful. Thanks as well to the retailers who supported the book. Huge thanks, of course, to the contributors and friends who helped make the issue what it is. Graham Jackson for his amazing colours, Tad Trukowski for his contribution to the first issue and allowing me to play with a couple of his characters, Darren Close for advice, his inking assist on a couple of pages, and for allowing me to use his character, Killaroo, to beat the crap out of my character, Flash Domingo. It was very cathartic, to say the least, let me tell you. I'm really starting to dislike that sawn off little plant. Darren, Daz, has spent some time in hospital this past week with his own health issues. Hopefully, by the time this is read out, and he's safely back home and on. Thanks also to Baden and his wonderful team at Jeffrey Printing. Always do a terrific job. Shout out to Bernard Callaghan, Glenn Lumsden, Lee Chalker, and Danny Best for their friendship and support, both professionally and personally. And to Beryl, my long-suffering wife, who lets me do what I do when I can do it. Hopefully, there will be more issues of Adventure Illustrated. With next year being the 40th anniversary of Cyclone Comics, there might be some surprises in store. So finally, I'm sorry for not being here in person, but it would be remiss of me not to take a rather unique opportunity to embarrass Tim, who has to read this out to you. I'm looking at you, Gary. Adventure Illustrated, if you aren't aware, is an anthology featuring 3 stories. 2 of them feature some old, new Cyclone Comics characters, but the third all-important centre spot stars Michael Michelandos and Tim McEwen's Greener Pastures. I'm so happy and proud to have the GP in the book and to share this award with them. I'm dead keen to see what the lads have planned for the Irrepressible over in the coming months and years. If you haven't already, back to Kickstarter for the first trade paperback collection representing the first classic of Greener Pastures. You still have time. Get on it, people. Gary's saying that. I'll say it. As I write in the foreword to Volume 1, there is no Australian comic book, period, quite like Greener Pastures. Thanks, everyone. I wanted to say a few things myself, if that's okay. Is that okay?
Yeah.
I haven't got it typed out, so I'm kind of talking off. I don't remember everything I was going to say. Greener Pastures is a comic that Michael Michelandos and I have worked on and off for 30 years. This is actually the 30th anniversary of Greener Pastures this year. So I'm really much for this award this year. Like it really is. So thanks to Michael for being a great creative partner on Greener Pastures. Thanks very much to Anne-Marie McEwen, my wife. I'm not articulate as Ryan K. Lindsay. Thanks for that, Ryan. You're making me look bad. But, I'm so grateful and I'm so in love with you. And thank you so much for all the support. This is the patron a lot of us have, right? So I'm very grateful. Thanks, Gary, for inviting me to be a part, inviting Greener Pastures to be a part of Adventure Illustrated. I think I have told you, and I've said it to people enough times, Gary's a huge hero of mine. He's, I think, the greatest Australian comic book artist alive now. I think he's the best, if not one of the best, if not the best Australian comic book artist. I really admire his work I think is incredible. I remember seeing the PDF proof on Adventure Illustrated #1, checking it to make sure that everything was okay in the PDF proof, and flipping through the pages through his work in the front of the book, and then getting to my work in the middle of the book and going, this is just incredible that I'm in this book with Gary Challoner. And I actually, like, I absolutely mean that. It's been an incredible dream that I'm in a Gary Challoner published book with him as well. So yes, there's a Kickstarter running at the moment. So if you've never bought the first Wishes Pastures, this is a great way to get onto that. Talk to me about it if you want, or come to Geek Markets tomorrow. I've got issues and I've got a little business card with QR code to help you buy the trade paper. And yeah, so I think that was everything. Thank you so much, everybody.
This is just the stunt one.
Yeah.
The real ones are actually sharp. This is the one that you could throw at people and they won't get hurt. That's not true. That's confidently not true. Thank you so much, Tim, and I look forward to a continuing relationship with your family. I also looked at the live stream, and Tim's son is on the live stream, who is now very excited about me being his stepfather. Hi, Sam. Now, our next Silver Ledger winner goes to Ember and the Island of Lost Creatures. Created by Jason Hammett. Unfortunately, Jason can't be here this evening, but he has prepared a short video, which I assume he's going to do in his own accent.
Hey everyone, hope you're enjoying the awards night so far. My name's Jason Pammon. Unfortunately, I couldn't be there tonight, but I just wanted to say how honored I am to hear the news that my book, Ember and the Island of Lost Creatures, has won an award. I was so thrilled just to be on the long list amongst such awesome authors. So to hear that my book has won, it just feels incredible. I need to thank everyone at Harper Alley, in particular my editors Andrew Arnold and Rose Plula for helping me craft this book, to my awesome Australian publisher, Alan and Unwin, in particular Nicola Santilli for their wonderful contributions, to my agent Sarah Crow. Thank you as always to my wonderfully supportive wife Jess. And of course, thank you to the Comic Arts Awards of Australia for championing Australian comics. Thanks everyone there, and have an awesome night.
Moving on, our next silver winner is Octane Render, cartoonist called and Emily Friedlander. Congratulations. Oh, hi. Hi, Dave. Hi, congratulations. Let me give you one of those. Here, have a thing. Thank you. Enjoy it. And is it just you? Is Emily here?
Emily, I believe, is in New York City. So,
So yes, of course she's here. Yeah.
Well, great. Thank you for mentioning her. I'm her first because this comic was a book. It's a paper book as well, which as of last weekend is out of print. So if any publisher wants to get in on a reprint, would be great. But yeah, the book was originally a digital comic which was published in the States, and Emily was the editor and commissioned it. So big thanks to Emily. And I would also thank the people who, this is about AI. Can you see the screen? It says it's about generative AI and the effect that it's having on artistic communities, which is a little bit like that. Yeah. So I would thank the artists who I interviewed for that, who were Dean Rankin and Kate Moon and David Muller and Brian Carter. And I would thank Sarah Howell and Rachel Blumenstein, who are the two best cartoonists in our house. So, thank you very much. And can I also say thank you guys for this, because this is genuinely the nicest award statuette I've ever seen. So yeah, good on you.
I always get excited when another David wins something. There's the Council of Davids, and we're all just happy for each other all the time. Yeah, it's very healthy. It's nice. It's like positive reinforcement. So we're going to take over the world. Now, thank you so much. And moving on to our next Silver Ledger, and the Silver Ledger goes to Ruin. First, second, created by Sarah Winford Searle. I congratulations to Sarah. Unfortunately, Sarah cannot be here this evening, but she has sent over some. Throw an accent at me. Just any accent, and we'll just do one.
Well.
No, sorry, I've got to go with that one because he employs me. He said Welsh. Him being Welsh, this guarantees that I will never work for him again if I do attempt at a Welsh accent, so I'm not going to. Thank you and everybody involved with the CAAA for this award. I would have loved to have been there in person. I truly, sincerely appreciate the recognition. So that is from Sarah. Well done, Sarah, and congratulations. You are okay, moving on. We're going at a cracking pace. The next silver goes to The Perfect Human. Publisher is Island Magazine, created by Nikki Bennett-Bowes, writing and illustration. Unfortunately, Nikki Bennett cannot make it this evening, but has sent a short video. Did I pronounce the name entirely wrong? Banyeros? Okay. It has an accent over the end. I think that makes it a yeah. Banyeros.
Thank you.
Oh, you're going to read it.
No, you'll keep going. Just press play.
I think it is play. There we go.
That's it.
Do we need to roll that back again so you can read it? Yeah. Okie doke. Let's see. There we go. Okay. So that says, I feel very overrated to be in some of the ceremonies. I want to thank everyone who keeps comics community alive and connected with each other. And thank you to those always working to profile comics in a medium that is taken more seriously. I'm going to go back because there's half of that I didn't get to say. No.
Oh,
can you do it?
Oh. You didn't see that? You didn't see that?
It's all lies. Fake news. I'm sorry. That was a very difficult thing to try and do. I feel very bad now, and I'm very. Okay. I'd like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land. No, not that far back. Okay. Right. Okay. So thank you very much, Nikki. If you want to, you can look at the live stream, and you'll be able to see the images. And I'm sure we'll find a way that you can read it in a way that is actually legible. That's what the awards are called. The legible award. Okay. Let's keep the train going. And the next silver ledger goes to. You've already seen it. It's the notebook. Also, now I'm scared because Ruby can't be here either and has sent another video. So, here we go. Right.
Hi. I'm so honored that Ghost Book has won an award from Comics Art Awards of Australia. That's really exciting. It took me 3 to 4 months to write this book and then about 8 months to draw it full time. And I didn't even do the colors. We have a fabulous colorist, Nina Gilliard, and she did all these gorgeous colors. And so if you read this book in under an hour, please read it again and study all the drawings that I did painstakingly over 8 months. Yep. And I would like to thank the excellent team at Ellen and Unwin, especially Samantha Forge, Nicholas Santilli, and Erica Wagner for championing Ghost Book. This is really exciting and it's such an honor. Thank you so much.
Some of the best advice I've ever heard about comics. If you read the comic in under an hour, go and read it again. Get more out of it. You get, if you paid for it, another hour's worth of entertainment at the very least. Okay, our final Silver Ledger winner is Sun, Sand, and Self-Doubt from Amplified Press, created by Owen Heitman. Please accept your award. Tell us your thoughts.
I will accept it. Yeah, wow. So I'm this person from Adelaide. You saw Jason Hammond earlier, so I would like to reinforce that not everyone from Adelaide is in black and white. What an honor to be standing here tonight, and also ran me through that book in 8 months. Oh my god! My book is like 24 pages, and it took me like 4 years. But I wasn't doing it full time. So. What an honor to be standing here tonight. To receive a ledger for Sun, Sand, and Self-Doubt is truly amazing. This comic was deeply personal, despite not working on it full time. And it was very heartfelt, and so it's so nice to see it resonate with people. That means a great deal. So unfortunately, David Blumenstein already stole my joke. I was going to give my first thanks and much love to the best cartoonist in our household, my partner Gina, but sorry. Looking at my notes, I'm still going to thank her. And I'm still if it wasn't for Gina, I would still be making comics, but I wouldn't have written this comic. I would like to thank the judges and the organisers of the CAAAs for shining a spotlight on the incredible talent we have in Australian comics. It's a privilege to be part of this community. To everyone who has read Sun, Sand, and Self-Doubt, thank you very much. And if you haven't, a small plug, I do have copies with me and you can buy them. Also, I will be at the Geek Markets tomorrow. You can buy them there too. I'd like to give a shout out to all the incredible creators in the room tonight and all the shortlisted creators. Your work inspires me every day, and I'm very proud to share this space with you. And I also want to salute all the people making comics in Australia who didn't make the shortlist, because I know how it feels. My first comic came out, solo comic, 21 years ago, and this is the very first time that I made the shortlist. And let's be clear, I don't make comics to win awards, but still, to have 2 comics shortlisted was a huge surprise and a huge honor, and really it was the best that I thought I would be able to achieve. So to actually have a Silver Ledger is... words fail me, even though I wrote this beforehand. Thank you again for this honor. Let's keep telling stories.
Congratulations, Owen. You didn't run out of words, but the emotion was all there. Well, now let's take a moment to celebrate all of the silver. That's the last of the silver awards, by the way, just so you know. So I would like to take the moment to celebrate all of the people who entered, but also all of our winners for tonight. Can we have a huge round of applause for all of them? Your contributions make Australian comics shine brighter every year. It's awesome. And now, moving on to a couple of the big ones. The final awards category is, of course, the Gold Ledger. Now, I would like to welcome to the stage Brendan from D's Comics to announce the first of our Gold Awards. Give it up, Brendan.
So before I read the script, I'd just like to say a big thank you to Daniel for putting everything on this weekend. The amount of hours he puts into not just the geek markets, but events like this is insane. So I don't want to take anything away from Gold Ledger, but I feel like Daniel needs a little bit of a thanks. So thank you. He's just relentless. It's just brilliant. I love it. Yeah. He's the only person that matches my enthusiasm. Yeah. So it's with a great honor and privilege I get to announce the first Gold Award. I hate it on TV when they do this thing and they don't announce it. But the winner is Eventually Everything Connects.
Wow, gosh, thank you very much. It's such a joy to celebrate with you all, and I want to thank the judges and all the people who made tonight possible, because this is so much work, so thank you so much. This recognition means a lot to me, not only because this book took me 8 years and was the most difficult thing I have ever worked on, but also because despite that, I still cannot succinctly describe what this book is about. And I have a very quick fun fact, which you may notice that I'm naked on the cover. That was not my decision. That was an editorial decision to indicate to readers that this is not a book for children. So the Australian version is naked, and then the American version, they said, you cannot be naked. No one will buy it. Put your clothes on. So we have a naked and a clothed version. So that's fine. Anyway, firstly, I want to thank the Comic Art Workshop. Without the support of this talented and generous group, I would not have had the support and courage to keep going on a really long project like this. I also want to thank the City of Melbourne, Creative Victoria, Creative Australia, and UNESCO Melbourne City of Literature for the various grants that I have received. Their financial support is crucial in the development and production phases, and with touring the book in the UK, Europe, and the US this year. Secondly, I want to thank agent Danielle Binks from Jacinta de Marseille for helping me to pitch this book to publishers. It has certainly been a wobbly journey of self-doubt and publisher rejections. The no's piled up so high at one point that I was ready to give up on the project entirely. Demoralized and frustrated, I went off to the mountains to chop wood, as you do, to let off some steam. I sat with my messy manuscript and burned pages, readying myself to let it go, commiserating on long phone chats with Finn McCabe and Josh Santospirito about how to brief a book. And in the middle of splitting a piece of wood, I got an excited call from Danielle to let me know that actor, screenwriter, and comedian Nikia Louie had started a new experimental imprint called Joan with Allen and Unwin. And she wanted to make an offer on my book precisely because it was weird and hard to describe. That moment felt like the clouds had parted and the God rays were coming through, and finally I pulled things out of the fire and got back to work. Thank you to the publishing team at Joan and Allen and Unwin for taking a risk on my book. As you can see, it has some risky content. I was ready. Like a drawn bow with my arrow poised to fly, I assembled my dream team of Larry May Harris and Rebecca Wagner. They were my creative director and project editor, and we had a sharp deadline. I said, Sarah, what are you doing? You're trying to cram 2 years of work into 8 months. This was a good point. I didn't want to take 10 years, so I pumped it out like a well-oiled comics machine. Graphic novels, but make it an extreme sport. I am now very tired. I need to go and lie down. Thirdly, I want to thank my husband, Jason Leong, for being my unofficial editor, massage therapist, and constant book supporter despite all the ups and downs of frustrations and challenges. And thank you for believing in me. Also, thank you to my cat Prince, for cuddles, and for being an uncritical sounding board for all the conversations I could not have with anybody else. Go pets. Yeah. This book came out just as the yes vote turned no. Another round of COVID was mutating, and the occupation of Palestine turned genocidal. People kept saying to me, what a bad time to launch a book. Yes, times were and are tough, but my book is chewing on tough themes. Most of us are grappling with the complexities, contingencies, injustices, and consequences of the way things are, and trying to find joy, community, and meaningful ways forward despite the crises and horrors. Fourthly and lastly, I want to thank you, the comics community. It's an honor to exist on this planet at the same time and space as you. Many of you make incredible work that actively challenges power, offers comic relief, fosters solidarity, and stokes the flames of courage, often at great personal risk. I take my hat off to you, because eventually everything connects, and all your efforts, care, and work matter. Keep going. We need you. Thank you.
And so I didn't get a chance to read beforehand. There's a beautiful description of the book, but I do want to read to you the judge's comments, because I think they really where it's at. This work is a stunning example of how comics can tackle profound themes with both subtlety and emotional impact. First, the ability to convey interconnectedness through visual metaphors and non-linear storytelling is remarkable. It's left me reflecting long after I turned the final page. So congratulations. The final award category is, of course, another Gold Ledger, the big one. Now, I would like to welcome on stage Owen Heitman from the Paper Cuts Festival to announce our final Gold Award. Now, Paper Cuts is Perth-based, is that right? Okay. Well, where is it? Tell me about Paper Cuts. You're going to come up and tell me a little bit about it? Okay. Owen Heitman.
Paper Cuts Comics Festival is based in Adelaide.
Rules.
You should all come. It's highly likely to be happening again in September next year, but I can't officially tell you that. I can tell you that my lovely partner, who I mentioned earlier, is the co-organizer of Paper Cuts, Georgina Chatterton, and she has this evening in Adelaide received a group award on our behalf for Paper Cuts, which is a state-based art award. That was the text I got. Maybe I should. I should also say, given that I got an award earlier, I'm not on the judging committee. I'm just here as a guest to do the announcing. And with no further ado, it is with great honor and privilege that I announce this Gold Award goes to Dead Sheet, self-published by Benji, I don't know how to pronounce your surname, Badger.
So a brief description of what, yes, you can talk in a second. I want to actually give a description of what the book is about. No? Well, you can sit down as long as you start spinning. Okay, please do. Make my night. So Dead Sheet is a 120-page graphic novel successfully funded through Kickstarter in 2023. I'm going to keep looking at you. If you nod, I know I've gotten it right. It's the story about an office worker who stumbles across a mysterious disc containing a spreadsheet with a list of every person on the planet. And then she discovers that when a name is deleted from the list, that person dies. The judge's comments said that this is an indie comic artistry at its best, unfiltered, daring, and deeply personal. Now, your last name, Bayorek? Ability to balance storytelling, illustration, and lettering in Dead Sheet is nothing short of exceptional. It's a story that lingers in your mind long after you've finished reading. Please, welcome to the stage, Benji.
Wow. Oh, thank you. Firstly, I want to thank the judges and the CAAs for this honor. I honestly can't believe it's happened. I'm a very cynical person. This book came from a very negative place during a negative time, post-lockdown, and it's about crappy people. It was difficult to make. I gave up on it a few times. And I was pretty much ready to give up on comics while making it. So the fact that this book has led to nothing but positive experiences and people is mind-blowing. I've made friends because of this book. I've collaborated for the first time, which is my biggest fear, because of this book. So let's just get to the people I need to thank. So firstly, I need to thank my best buds, Ash and Larry, who were the first people to proofread the book and tell me that it actually makes sense. And they cameo in the book for eagle-eyed viewers. So thank you. I especially thank All Star Comics. If it wasn't for their local section, I wouldn't even know that making indie comics was a thing. And also, the first week that they let me stop there was a horrible joke, and they should not have stopped it. But the kindness that they showed in doing so encouraged me, and now I'm here. I need to thank my high school art teacher, Miss Kintner, who mentored and encouraged a 17-year-old. There's nothing but difficult, and I wouldn't be making anything without her. I want to thank my beautiful wife, Lauren, who supports me through all my creative endeavors and my frustrations, and she's the best, and I love you, and she's watching right now. Oh my goodness. The backers of the Kickstarter, that was incredible. It was my first Kickstarter, and it was just an incredible experience, and yeah, I wrote this down and I still can't get the words. Finally, I want to thank, so the first comic book I ever bought was Ultimate Spider-Man number 13 by Brian Michael Bendis and Mike Bagley, and I had the honor of being able to show this book to him right before I was going to release it, and he gave me the confidence to release it, which was a wild experience. I think I already won with this book, and this is just even better. So thank you to Brian. I'm sure he's watching. And to the Jinx Discord, all of them were massive support and continue to be support with my Kickstarters. And lastly, I just wanted to say, making comics is such a lonely experience. Well, it is for me. Whether you're writing it or drawing it, and especially if you're doing both, it's sort of that thing you do and then you put it out into the world. And you don't hear anything back. It just kind of exists, and you restock the shelves and then you do it again and again. So the fact that people actually read this book and I'm here tonight is just incredible. It's more than anything I could ever ask for. And for all the creators here, I mean, I've bought so many books of creators here and not here on the live stream, and it's such an honor to be amongst you all. And people read our books. That's all I have to say. People read our books.
Congratulations.
Congratulations to everybody who won tonight. It's really heartening to see an industry that's alive and celebrating itself and creating amazing work. It makes me really happy. I've been around the comics industry for a long time, and I'm hoping that later this year I may even enter the comics industry, as I've written my first one. I'm very excited and terrified all at once. So one day, I hope to maybe sit amongst you and heckle whoever else sitting up here. But first of all, congratulations. All of tonight's nominees and winners, you are the heart and soul of the Australian comic industry. Your work inspires readers across the country and beyond. Thank you to everyone who's made this event possible, all of our sponsors, of course, and especially all of you. Please enjoy the rest of your evening. You are in Canberra, do the best you can. And connect with each other and celebrate this vibrant community. Thank you. My name has been David, but you call me Quinn. Thank you and good night. We look forward to seeing you next year. Also, Tim, I think you left your phone up here, which is really awkward because I'm pretty sure the other is my birthday. Why is that? Why would you do that? Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your night. Oh, right. Yes, just a note, security had to let us know that we shall not be going out the back doors. So you who's going through that door, turn around. Come back. Please come back. Have to exit through that way. And yes, exit through the gift shop. Absolutely. As you go past the store, please pick something up. There is a bunch of Australian comics and cartoon publishing there. Take something with you, and hopefully we'll all see you tomorrow at the geek markets as well. Thank you. Are you having a conference tomorrow? Oh, well, okay. Well,